That was gnarly. Oh, that was gnarly. I seen Alan one time, it might have been on your video or somebody's video, or I might have been following him, go through that little ravine about 2-3 months ago. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know you could go around here.
Right on.
So that's right. I think my second or third time going that way.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of a cool trail.
Yeah.
It's a little tricky when you get to
that off camber.
Yeah, that little bit off camber. And I always like testing my skills, kind of coming up through here and seeing if you could ride the ridges and stuff, you know, without spinning.
Especially when it's dry like this, that's tough.
Yeah. But you could see where people have ridden and then where it's crusted over, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you ride on the crusted over part, you're going to get better traction than on the stuff that's kind of... Yeah, that's kind of fun.
it's weird.
Friday, right?
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, because he would normally park just right here next to you, right?
Right.
That's kind of weird. He knows what the truck looks like.
Check my text, maybe.
Maybe he said later. Maybe he said 12.
First he was like, be there in 15 minutes. And the very next text was, and this was like 8:30.
Oh, really?
And then the very next text is, more like 10. I'm running a bit slow.
10? That don't make
Moving a
sense.
little
Be there in
slow.
15 minutes.
I know. It's that was odd.
10? Maybe he said it'll be another 10. That's kind of weird.
Let's see. See, he goes about 15 minutes away. That was at 9. No, that was at 8:14. And then at 10:40, at 9:41, he said probably be there closer to 10, lagging this morning. And then the next
It's
one,
weird that he's 15 minutes away and then he says he's lagging.
and that's what had to help neighbor real quick. All loaded up, but still lagging. That was at 9:41.
Oh wow, that's like an hour. From 8:15 to 9:41, that's an hour and
Yeah.
what, hour and a half away or something like that. What time is it now? 10 o'clock?
10:16.
Yeah.
So he would be just getting unloaded by now if he had got there at 10.
Oh yeah. How long does it take him to get here? 45? An hour?
Yeah, where's he live?
He lives in Brentwood. I don't know how far Brentwood is. I don't know what part of Brentwood.
Yeah, I don't either.
Could be Brentwood here or 30 minutes over Brentwood here.
Yeah.
Through the little town or whatever. Well, this is definitely working better now since I added 2 clicks of compression in the back, and that helped a lot. Because it was kind of kicking me, and I didn't know if it was too much or not enough.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because I probably softened it. Yeah, if you always think it's too stiff, it's best just to go stiff and try it first.
Oh, yeah?
You'll find out a lot sooner.
My
Yeah.
front end's feeling shitty. It's time for me to do the oil change.
How far are you?
It's feeling
Is your wiper line?
too stiff. And so far, with that little ride,
Oh, you're down to here.
typically I'm about an inch from the bottom.
Oh.
On the hard ones. Didn't get anywhere.
Oh.
But it still feels.
That's almost where mine's at.
And it feels like my front wheel's just not sticking very good anymore. And I don't know if I didn't check the pressure.
Sometimes when it's dry, it's best to open the reload and let it dry, but you don't want to open it too much and get yeah, like try 3. And you'll notice it right away. You'll notice that the front end's right higher. You're like, oh, wow. And then you'll see how it turns. Because that's what I did on my other 2 bikes.
I noticed these don't beyond lower than 3. These don't.
Oh, really? What do you normally run? That 4?
That's 4 right now. But that's 3.
Oh, I was going to say it probably comes up and down.
Some of the stuff I've been running 0 to 1.5.
Oh, really?
On some of the Darrel.
Oh, the really slow stuff.
Hard narrow stuff.
But if you were to try to ride fast on a single track, it'd feel like you got a flat.
Feels like too much right now for some of that slippery stuff. I was slipping on some of that stuff, like technical slow stuff.
I was actually hooking up pretty good as long as I didn't gas it too much.
That's the JX.
No, this is the 9, the OX9.
Oh yeah, it's just
Yeah.
that
It's really
it's
soft.
stickier. So
Yeah.
it's gonna work better than this one.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't want to waste my my 33S's. I want to keep them for crank reins.
Yeah,
You know, if we can go back, if it's not closed or nothing. So I wanted to keep it. I have a pretty decent one. I didn't want to didn't want to run it. It's in the truck for a backup, but
That's why I wish I had a spare set of wheels, because I'd like to have a setup for Frank Rains and Sierras.
yeah.
And just have them sitting there.
Where they're really nice shape. They're not all beat up from here.
Yeah, because a lot of times the tires I ride here, I ride them worn here. Way worn, and they work fine. And it's like, and then I'll get somebody who will say, hey, we're going to do Georgetown or this or that. And I'm like, fuck, I don't have a tire for it. And I can't get a tire in time to go there.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there with this thing
No.
the way it is.
Well, plus, when you're running the tubeless, you don't want to get a flat.
Yeah. If I had
You know.
another wheel that had a tire on it already just for that, I could go, okay, now, so I'll meet you there.
Well, you could look around or
I've got some art on
Facebook?
Marketplace and stuff, and the rears are hard to find. There's fronts. And there was a good deal on a set.
I think I
Some
only
guy-
have 2 fronts.
Some guy in Livermore or somewhere over here had a set for like, he had them at a price and he kept coming down. And then I was like, oh,
They were like stock ones too?
Yeah, it was $300 for a set. I think you had to put a rotor on or something.
All you really need to worry about is if they're straight, and you can change the bearings in the
Yeah,
seals and
I
put
can do
a
all
rotor
that.
or a sprocket
I just
or whatever.
put new bearings yesterday in the
Yeah,
front.
they're not very much money if you get the cheaper ones.
I should have jumped on those. It was Danville or somewhere. I just saw the direction I'd have to drive, and I was like,
Oh,
do I want to deal
didn't
with
want to go.
So I missed out on a good deal on the setup rims. Where really just a back wheel for now would be great.
Yeah. The front's really easy to kind of take care of, but the back one,
Yeah, I
It's
can
a
get
little
away
harder.
with it with the front
yeah.
if it's a little worn. Wow, that's a nice day to ride.
I know. I got here and it was 55 degrees.
Tuesday
Yeah,
it was
like quarter after
72 when I was driving in here in the morning.
I was going to ride, but then I figured I should help my son do this one little project, you know? So I stayed at work and I go, you know what? I was watching the weather. I go, it's really going to cool down. I'm going to go on Friday. I was going to go Thursday and I go, nope, I'm going to go Friday.
It was warmer Tuesday, but it wasn't so bad that we weren't cooking or anything. We still had a good time.
Oh, this is nice right now.
Yeah, this is awesome. And the wind's almost enough to blow the dust away.
Yeah.
You know, riding through it. But you don't kick up a lot of dust. The younger generation doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
They just spinning the wheel everywhere, and it's like, oh, dude, just cruise right here, man. Us old timers, we get it, right?
Yeah. Took this long. This many years.
That was good technical hold traction stuff that I struggle in.
I don't know, like every time I look back, you were right there, just.
I need to tell myself to slow down, be patient,
Yeah.
take your time.
then-
Don't lean into the hill.
Yeah. When we came down on that one, and Happiness came down, and then you have to turn to the left and kind of go up a little bit
Yeah.
when we were in that kind of wooded area.
That was tricky.
That's a hard little turn.
That was tricky.
You gotta like have it way back
your
like
front
this
wheel goes
for the
into
front
the
wheel,
thing. Yeah.
and then you kind of want to push the bars this way as the bike comes around.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the back end will slide right off.
Yeah. I saw you waited for me there.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I want to get you on film too. You know,
that was a tricky part. Oh, this is tricky right here.
because there's going to be like 5 new ways as soon as it gets wet to ride around in there. That's going to be fun.
Oh, right on.
You know, more.
Yeah.
Because right now it's kind of sketchy.
Right.
I don't want
It's hard to make anything.
I don't want to slide out and fall over, and
Yeah.
you know. But I always like going in there and playing. That's one of my little favorite spots now. Just to go over there and hit that one, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you've done on the west side. You're doing over here now. So you got the West Darrel trails,
Yeah.
and then the Happiness Valley Darrel.
So I'm going to put a little more, maybe drop down, because there is one trail. So there's one that's really high that you got to go down all the loose stuff, And then there's the one that we did that's kind of like halfway. You only have to go a little bit of loose stuff. And then there's the lower trail. So there's like 3 that go across. And then when we came across, that was like the upper one. You know, we looped around through the grass and then came across.
Right.
That was the upper one. Mark actually showed me that upper one.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's doing Donner. Kate's doing Donner. Who else?
I figured he was.
Oh, that new guy, Evan.
Oh, is that him?
Evan's doing Donner.
Who's Evan?
Evan
O'Leary.
O'Leary. Just this guy that walked up here and said, "Hey, I watch your videos. Hey, can I ride with you?"
No, I knew who he is.
Yeah.
It just didn't click when you said
That
his name.
guy, yeah. Shamrock. I guess that's his.
Shamrock?
People call him Shamrock.
Yeah.
So,
He looks Irish. Totally.
O'Leary.
One of the 2, you know?
Yeah. But he's a good guy. So
Yeah, he is a really good guy. And he's super good.
And he
rider.
knows all the guys you know.
Oh, just about. He's a couple years.
It's funny because he knows you,
Younger.
Mark, and Bob all know the same folks and talk about the same guys like Logan. And,
Well, because you were always, you know, a couple years older than us, so I think there was that little difference between, you know, the people that you hung out with and rode with, you know?
Yeah.
And you also rode a lot of motocross.
Yeah.
So you know all these
Right.
motocross guys, you know?
Yeah.
I never rode motocross.
Yeah.
I think I've only been on that track over there like twice.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I used to come here and just spend the whole day on that track.
No, I never rode it. Because I came from the trials background.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I always wanted to go check my skills on this little area right here, you know? And then I'd ride over here and do it over here.
And that's so much more fun to me to do that kind of stuff. It's more adventurous. It's challenging. It's just, you're not going around in circles.
And you have all kinds of trees and rocks and all kinds of different visual stuff.
Yeah.
Stimulation, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not just going around the same berm.
There's the fence. There's the berm.
Yeah.
There's the hill.
Get
There's
in
the jump.
Go.
Yeah, so that's kind of why, you know, and I like to do my own little racetrack out here.
I try to tell got my motocross buddies that, and they're like, "Oh man, I like trail riding."
That's because they can't.
Basically,
Yeah.
is because they can't. They're afraid.
Hey, you know, Will got a 300. Did you see his Yamaha? I
You
mean,
saw it?
250 Yamaha.
Oh, I saw his Yamaha.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Oh, because I
no.
keep telling him to get a 300, and it's like he would shine on a 300, man. Dude, he buys a zippy zappy YZ. He's like, wow.
Well, you could put a 280 kit in the Yamaha.
You got to do a lot to it to make it. It's still not going to be as good.
Yeah. Those chassis, those bikes are really nice though.
They do
like
make good off-road bikes.
Single track,
You know,
the Yamahas.
like cross-country bikes. Yeah.
My suspension guy took a YZ and put the KTM 200 motor in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I bet that was bitchin'.
Yeah, he said it was like just like a mountain bike.
Kind of miss that about my 200. So flickable. So easy to maneuver.
These guys, you just look for the parts trail because you're gonna find it. I think mirror, blinker, fender. Oh, this is. No, it's not this one. Oh yeah, it is this one.
You can get up there and put a screw in the roof.
I know. This is the one that when it gets windy, oh man, I think it's gonna just rip off. Well, I think I'm just gonna do one short one and go home because I wanted to actually fly a little bit today. Oh man, let's see with my son. I told him I wasn't coming in today. Well, I'm still on Do Not Disturb. No messages. SOS. Shit on the shingle. Sounds like these guys got a generator running now.
Yeah, their power must be down.
Well, all the power was going to be down over here.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the reason why. It was going to be off all the way till Saturday morning, I think, is what Carnegie on Facebook. I seen it.
Supposedly it's due to the high winds, the weather.
Oh. So it's just because of the forecast?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, I was over kind of where we were riding at, playing around, and I went up the grass hill, but I was on a dirt trail, and I got off, and my bike laid over in the grass, and it was on my two-stroke, and I go, shit, and I pick it up really quick, and there was a piece of grass that had went inside, like by my pipe, and it started turning like black.
On your two-stroke?
On my two-stroke.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, I'm not riding on this grass no more.
Right.
So I got up and I got it back onto the dirt, and I grabbed it and I, rubbed it with my hand. It was, it was okay. And I sat there and I waited like 10 minutes.
That's surprising.
And I looked all around and made sure, and I like sniffing and everything.
Like that
'Cause
video
I was
of
so
you, those
scared.
guys that their bike was in the
dude,
brush,
over there,
four-stroke.
They caught it on fire.
They did, right? Yeah.
There was smoke coming out.
Stupid.
Yeah. That's kind of why I thought they closed it, for that reason. Maybe somebody might have said something, or because it was like the trail's 5 foot wide. I don't know
Dummy.
how.
How'd they get down?
And it was
there?
like it was barely inclined. I don't know how they got off on that.
Those guys seem sketchy about. There's something sketchy about those two.
I went up to the top of the hill, and I waited up there a little bit, and then I just kind of rode around for at least 30 minutes in that area, just to make sure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, that was close. No, when I did it.
Oh, when you did it.
Yeah.
But I saw you also made sure those guys.
And then I hung out over there for quite a while.
Yeah.
Because I did like the whole east loop and came back.
Yeah, you did it a couple of times.
And went over there and went by it again just to make sure,
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. Because the wind was blowing kind of like it is today.
I don't like being in that grass where it's like dry like this and hitting my motor and radiators. It just fills my bike.
Oh yeah, they all get in.
All that shit.
Yeah.
I bring it home with me. And it's like,
well, like I said, I went off the trail because I was going up, and I was sitting on my butt, and it just spun out, and I was like, oh shit. And I just went like this. I'm like, oh man. Wow. Yeah, and I picked it up really fast. I'm like, get out of the grass, don't ride these.
That's where the carbon pipe protector would help prevent that too,
Yeah, it was on I'm trying to think what bike it was on. I can't remember if it was on the new one. No, I think it was my 21. So I think I do have. I'm kind of liking no protector on my new bike.
Why?
I don't know. It just seems like it's like it runs a little better. But
really?
I'm not sure. I haven't bought one yet, so I don't know about that bike. I don't know if it has to do with the harmonics. Because the pipe
trapping heat.
The pipe is supposed to work off harmonics, right? Frequency or something.
Total science to it.
I know.
I worked at a pipe shop, but I never learned the science of why the cones are made.
Yeah.
The length, the taper.
The frequency has to do with the frequency
of. My boss, of course, knew all that. He was designing pipes. And I could make the pipes. I could roll the cones and weld everything, do all that. But I didn't know the science behind it. I did do some mods where I would lengthen the head pipe by 10 millimeters here.
Oh, put the little spacers in?
Do stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember reading about that.
More low-end torque.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember reading about that when I was doing jetting and stuff. And they were saying, oh yeah, if you bring the head pipe out this far, or this or that, blah, blah, blah. And the other thing that's important too is how far your carburetor is away from, the length of the manifold is really important too. Back is starting to hurt. west side over here and hit a couple little ones over there.
Yeah, I hear you.
I can't stand up for anything.
Me neither. And it's just that the people that ride them have a different mentality when it comes to riding and etiquette and stuff. Or lack of.
Yep. You open your rebound in the front.
Yeah, that's right.
So pay attention to what it's doing. See if it's any better. It will make the front end a little softer too.
Okay.
It'll give it the lead.
Yeah, finally. God.
Quality of them. Streaming them too, they didn't seem like they were loading. It could have been when I was, on my little iPad. Sometimes my computer works better.
Mine are loading faster now.
Are they loading faster now?
Yeah,
oh, you know what, Bob? Well, I guess you probably knew. I guess he got poison oak really bad, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Dude.
When we worked on that trail,
He's cutting the shit with a freaking saw.
They both got it. All three of us were in there thick of it, man. And we were cutting poison oak branches this big around.
That's what he said. They were like 2.5
and they would just bleed stuff out, man.
Oh, really?
Crazy.
Oozing out?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, man, I'm for sure gonna get poison oak. I didn't get it.
I told him you got to put the Techno on first because it protects your skin.
That's what he did Tuesday.
Then the oil, when it gets on there,
you can
wash it off within like 4 hours or 5 hours. I said that's how you use it, and then you also use it as a wash afterward too.
Yeah.
I've been lucky that I haven't got it lately. Yesterday it was 16, Dustin 27.
Oh man.
It was too much.
Yeah?
Yeah, I flew like